Hey, welcome back to the Bass & Associates LLC YouTube channel. I'm your host, Caleb Bass, and we're going to go through Progress Invoicing in QuickBooks Online. Whether you're skilled or new, welcome back. We're going to learn a lot today. Why is Progress Invoicing important? Well, if you're a contractor or if you're in construction or you're accounting for one of those industries and you guys do jobs over the course of a year, 2 years, maybe it's 6 months, you need to get paid as the job progresses. You're going to want to know how to progress invoice. So basically in QuickBooks Online, you can go ahead and turn on an option that will allow you to send out an invoice to your clients as the job moves along in progress, and you can get paid for it. So let's jump right in. All right, so you should be logged in. We're on our QuickBooks Online dashboard. First things first, make sure that Progress Invoicing is turned on. Before we can do any editing, sending, creating, anything like that, you got to go into Account Settings. You're going to go to the Sales tab over here. You're going to scroll down just a little bit. Click this guy. I already have ours turned on, but normally it'd be like this. Just click that guy there. I'm going to go ahead and hit Save. And then we'll go over here and hit Done. And next we're going to go into how to customize the templates. We are in our dashboard now. In order to customize your Progress Invoicing template, you're going to have to go over to the top right gear icon here. You're going to see custom form styles. Click that guy. You're going to see your standard custom form for your invoices here. That is what QuickBooks gives to you right off the bat. You can edit that also if you like. When you turn on your Progress Invoicing, it's going to give you another template that's named a little different than this, but it's used for Progress Invoicing. You can edit it the same exact way. Just click this button here. There's going to be 3 tabs at the top: Design, Content, and Emails. This box right here is where you can rename. It's going to be named something a little different than this, but we chose to go with Progress Invoicing Final. Right below there, you can change up the template look. You can go airy new. You can do modern if you like that. You can do fresh. We like bold because it had this background based on the color scheme we chose. You can also see where your logo will go. So in the fresh one, it would be a square in the corner, the circle in the middle for bold, which we like this centered look. Once you have your logo ready to be uploaded, you just click right below that. You're going to add your logo in here. It'll pop up based off of the template outline that you chose. You can try some other colors. So if you want to go with grays or black, maybe you like the lighter blues or the greens. And if you have a color that you really like, you can go ahead and put that in here. It'll kind of appeal to the color you chose. You have the fonts right below that. So if you want to do, Courier, more like typewriter style, maybe you just like Times New Roman, you can change it to whatever you like. You have your font size. So if you want to go really small, you can. If you want to make sure people can see it, just go to the max. And they also have 10. If you want to do change the margins, you can edit the print settings. You can change the margins if you print them out. You want to mail it in to your client or just have your invoices for your files. You can also use a letterhead if you want to get fancy with it, which is pretty cool. You can reset it if you mess it up, you actually put one here, like I don't know what's going on. Just reset it there. You can go up to the top here. We're gonna have the content tab. This is where it gets kind of fun. In the right here, you can choose to hit the pencil icons on the side, and it'll allow you to edit your invoice by section. So you can change your name. So you could just do this if you wanted to. Craig's. I'll just put it back to Craig's Design. Phone number. So if you want to do something like this, it'll show up there. So we'll just go there. You have your email up here, which is there. You can add an address and a website too. So it'll be like that. And then your website, you can just go here. We'll put something in there. Click that button. We'll do that. And then you can also go down to the form names, change that if you like, form numbers if you want to have that on or off, and you can use a custom transaction number as well. You can do the shipping, the terms, the due date over here. So if you want to go have your terms off, you can do that, and etc. for everything. Personally, I like to have all this stuff over here. It's good information for your clients. They want to know when it's due. They want to know the date it was sent out. They want to have the invoice number for their files. They want to know what terms you're on. That stuff is pretty important, honestly. We're going to go over here to the middle box. Click that pencil. We can keep the date if you want. You can do product and service. You can include your description. You don't have to. You can also do this with the category. Based off of how you fleshed out your product and services tab in QuickBooks Online, a lot of this stuff will auto-populate based off of the products you chose to charge to your client. And then when you go in, it'll automatically put that stuff in based on the template we're creating here. You have a quantity. I would recommend keeping your quantity in, because if you have a certain rate and you're selling a lot of products, like 5 t-shirts, put a 5 here and it's at $10. Then if this isn't here, then it'll jump straight to the total, which is okay for some people, but people like to see the breakdown. The 5 times the 10 equals the 50, and then they'll go through and have this bottom section show them the tax and discounts and stuff like that, which is quantity, rate, and then your amount, right? You want to have your totals in there for sure. And then in the bottom, this is where you can show your discount. So in this case, we have 2%. Your deposit, if they need to put a deposit down, like if you're doing a contract job or construction or something like that. You put the estimate summary, only on the email and web though. And most people do invoice through email. They'll send them out and then they'll receive them, and the client can print out the invoice themselves and file it if they need to. You can do message to customer on the invoice, right? You can do, thank you for your business, have a great day. Change the point on that. I recommend going big just so people can see it, because with 8 points, that's kind of tiny. And then you can add a footer, so it'd be like bottom there. You can also change the font size, make sure it's centered, or if you want it to be left or whatever, you can be like, thank you for doing business, or you can put your website name or something like that at the bottom. Go over to the emails tab. This is where you can customize how your client sees it when you email it to them. So if you do the full details here, when the client gets in their email, they're going to scroll down, they'll see the item name, they'll see the quantity, the rate, the totals, they'll see the taxes, the discounts, the thank you message. They'll see all this stuff, and they can print it and save it. It'll show your company name at the top and the invoice number. Also the subject line that you chose, and then who's it from. So you can do a greeting if you want to. So that goes here. You can do less formal or more formal. You can do just first name. You can do the company name. However you have your client list fleshed out is going to determine what goes into this box. So if you have a company name in there, but you don't have a first or last name or anybody specific you're sending it to, if you put this in there, it's not going to know what to say, because you don't have a customer first name and last name in your client list. So most people will just go company name, but if you know this client on a first name basis, you could be a lot less formal, and that would probably mean more to them than not. You could do a message to the customer. So your invoice attached, please remit payment sincerely. That goes here. That's something I recommend fleshing out for sure. Do something nice, something that is, personal to your company. And you can also set reminder emails, which is nice, because most people are going to end up sending reminders to people to remit payment and stuff like that. You can preview the PDF on your own. This is how the client will see it. If they try to download it, they can download it here. They can also print it out themselves. They'll see it. It looks like this. Oh, that's cool. Tax, all that jazz. Sweet. And then you can just exit out of this. And once you're done making all the changes, just click this done button. Boom. It'll bring you back to this page. Alright, so now that we have fleshed out our progress invoicing template, we're going to go over to sales. We're going to go down to an estimate that we've already created. There is another video on how to create your first estimate. We're going to go see it's pending for this amount to Cool Cars. We're going to go ahead and hit the drop down and you get a bunch of options here. We're going to go ahead and convert this estimate to an invoice, and we're going to use Progress Invoicing. So if you want to bill for the remaining total of all the lines, you can do that. If you want to do a certain percentage of each line, do 50%. We're going to charge 25% now, 25% another time. You do that 4 times. You can do 50% twice, or however you want to go about it. Or you can do a custom amount for each line. In this case, we'll do the custom amount. We'll create the invoice. Boom, it'll pop this up. You can see that there's one linked estimate to this client on these terms. This is the invoice date, the due date. It's net 30. You see all of our products here. All you're gonna do is, let's say you wanna change the amount for the fountains and pump. Click it, it'll go 0 of 15. So we're charging at a rate of 15. You can go here. You can change to just do the full amount on this one. We're gonna do the full amount on this one. And then you want to only charge for half the concrete. You do 250. Boom. And that'll do a full quantity of one here, a full quantity of one here, and then it'll do a quantity of a half for the 500 because we put 250 here, so 250 goes into 500 twice, right? Pretty simple. And then it's got your tax rate down here, any discounts that were applied, stuff like that. We did another video on how to create an invoice, so go check that out if you want the basics. In this one, we're just going to go through the progress invoicing so you can see how to bill over time for a project that you are currently doing. You can go ahead and do save and close. Boom. So now we have the status as accepted. Once you bill out that portion of the job, you send your progress invoice and it gets paid and all that jazz. If you go to the all sales tab, you can see that it's been paid, the invoice, with a payment of $361.20, which is the full amount of those 2 line items plus half of the concrete. It's been closed out. You're ready to charge for the last half of the concrete portion of your job. You're going to go over here and click the new, and you're going to click invoice. You're going to get to the invoice screen. You'll probably be super confused. Where do I go from here? You're just going to click the drop down on the customer and select the customer that you're looking to invoice. So in our case, Cool Cars. It's going to pop up a screen here with an estimate that is accepted and still in progress, open line item amount. You're going to hit add. It's going to pop up this screen. How much do you want to invoice? You're going to hit remaining total of all lines, right? Which will give you the last half of the concrete, which is 250. You're going to copy that to the invoice. So another 0.5 on the 500. All your terms and stuff are in here. Taxes are good to go. Then you're going to do save and close. Sweet. Now you can see it here. You can see that 270 is due in 30 days for Cool Cars, sent on this date. And then whenever you get your payment in, you can receive the payment, which I'll do another video on. And it'll update to look just like this after it's paid. So now you know how to progress invoice. And when you do a job and you need to invoice in the beginning or throughout, you know how. Alright folks, that wraps up our tutorial on Progress Invoicing in QuickBooks Online. If you liked the video, drop a like, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions about how to invoice people while you're doing a job over whatever period of time in QuickBooks Online, just hit us up across the board. We'll help you answer your questions. We appreciate you tuning in today. You have a good one.